Welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Mike Mandel, and our title for the show, I realize looking at it this way, could be sexy.
Margarita, three ways. Well, if you knew Margarita like I know Margarita.
Well, maybe we do. And who's the third guy? Oh, him. So, why are we doing margaritas three ways?
Why not?
Because, well, I'll tell you why we are going to do it. You mentioned, oh, let's have margaritas. And then I realized, there's a lot of different recipes for margaritas. Most of the conflict comes in proportions. I have a list here of all my little books, and everything's different. 1.5 ounces of tequila, 2 ounces, 1 1/4. So that's going to matter in a small way, I guess. But what we're doing in three ways is 3 of the things you can use. I think Cointreau is the one I saw most often mentioned as the sweetness against the lime, which is it's an orangey sweetness. Triple sec is less expensive.
Probably the sweetest, I would think.
Probably, but it comes out okay. And one of the special ones, which is the most expensive, is Grand Marnier. Notice Grand Marnier and Cointreau. Cointreau you can get for about $38. This is about $43.
Why do they have French names?
Because those French really know how to make stuff.
Yes.
So
we're doing this in lieu of that Jose whatever margarita mix that you buy, pre-mixed high fructose corn syrup.
I cut up limes, squeeze them, put them in here. We have our first one ready. This one is the standard. You make all these really easily at home, squeezing limes in one of those squeezers. And let's give it a shot.
My mother used to like the pre-mixed margarita crap, and
in the 50s and 60s, that's all they had. So we'll give us some more after he gets a little. So I know how much. This will be enough, I think. Especially margaritas are fun. Most of this is now melt.
Now,
I think.
Now, which one of these is in this one?
This is the triple sec.
Triple sec. Okay.
What does triple sec mean?
3 something.
Yeah, very dry.
Ah, yes.
Which means it's not that sweet. Which is sweet.
The lime cuts that a lot. You put, I think, just the right amount of lime.
It's pretty good.
I drink that.
You drink everything except ouzo and sambuca.
You got to have your standards.
This is okay.
I like it.
The taste of the, I'm using my current favorite, not necessarily the best. It's called Altos Tequila. It's like Altos mints, but it's not minty.
That's Mentos.
It's just, is that Mentos? I think that's an Altos too. Altos. And it's got a good flavor. The best thing I found for margaritas is either a white or a silver or a blanca.
You don't really want a gold margarita, I think.
No, except for if you were...
It's too syrupy.
Oh, the one I have with the gold one is Charlotte Voisy on a small screen TV does one with reposado tequila.
Oh, yes.
The other thing people use a little bit, and it could help in this too, I think, a little agave syrup, but very little.
Very little because it's sweet.
Yeah.
And this is just the right amount of tartness and sweetness, I think.
I think your chief chore is getting the balance right.
Yes.
And that's what the proportions are.
That's why you have to measure.
Mine are like probably too much lime in here.
Just add more tequila, that'll balance.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this week in Las Cruces, because that's what we're here for.
Well,
Las Cruces just had this thing where we broke away from the United States.
No.
What was that?
Mexico?
We broke away from Mexico.
Yeah, Mexit.
We did the Mexit.
We did
exit.
Mexit. We had to take it from them, though.
Yes,
they wouldn't give it up.
And all our cows got smaller. They said the stock went down.
Yes.
They got shorter.
And the Mexicans who were living here when it was Mexico,
yes,
they didn't cross the border. The border crossed them.
That's true. Actually, they were ghosts. They walked through the wall.
Now, if you travel and you see here's some booze packed in a suitcase, you're allowed to take booze on an airplane.
In the luggage compartment,
in the luggage,
not overhead.
Not the overhead. Well, you can take a small amount. You can take 3.4 ounces in your carry-on.
Many times, right?
Yeah.
You can have a suit with little holders of little bottles.
But if you try to take in a pint, they won't allow liquids in that volume. They'll confiscate it.
It's the same as when you bring in face lotion or hair conditioner.
Exactly, or perfume.
And this weekend, which we're experiencing now, this is the July 4th weekend, is the most traveled weekend, not only of this year, but of all July 4ths. as population grows, more people start getting out.
Gasoline prices
Gas
are down.
is cheaper. Everybody's going someplace. Everybody wants to leave the heat, so they go from Las Cruces to Albuquerque.
Yeah, right. But if you buy like duty-free booze in some place and you bring it on board, you have to, some airlines require you put it in a seal-proof container.
Right, because who wants to smell duty?
Duty.
That's your. So what is it? Are we still talking about these alcohols?
Yeah.
If you go by car, you can take as much booze as you want.
That's true, but it has to be in the trunk if it's open.
Yes, it can't be open in the same place you are because you're probably just reaching back there and hitting it, which is illegal.
And you can't pack in anything that's over 140 proof.
On the plane.
On the plane.
Do you know what 140 proof is? Pretty much lighter fluid.
Gasoline.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. In fact, a good absinthe is probably 130 proof.
Really?
65.
Right. But if you go through TSA
65%
and you try to take that through, they will confiscate it from you.
If you're wondering what proof is, and it just says how much alcohol there is on the bottle, you just double that, and that's what proof it is. So 40 proof scotch is, or 40% alcohol scotch is 80 proof.
80 proof. Yeah. So you know what? This is our 4th of July show, Michael.
Woohoo!
And so we're having margaritas
That's
to
why I'm wearing
celebrate.
this, because I'm, Margaritaville.
Yes, you're at the restaurant Margaritaville. I'm the
Margaritaville?
manager of the Margaritaville restaurant today.
Well, sir, the table number 4 is giving me a lot of trouble. Can you go and stir their margaritas with your finger? Because I know your finger is not duty free.
That's true, Michael. And so this is our 4th of July show. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's Independence Day, you know.
You know, when you wrote Independence Day on our list of topics, I thought you wanted to talk about the movie.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Independence Day 2.
There it is.
It opens up next month. It was shot in New Mexico.
We saw the cast when we went to eat dinner over at the French restaurant called Petit Louis.
In Albuquerque.
They waited for us to leave. They're all waiting outside. Jeff
Goldblum.
And Judd Hirsch. And all the other people whose names I don't know, but I will see in Independence Day.
Will Smith is not in the movie this time.
No, he's not. But
Randy Quaid?
Did you like the first movie?
Michael, you and I saw it together in California.
Did we?
Yes.
Wow.
On the 4th of July weekend.
Gosh.
I think it was the 4th of July weekend.
Maybe we did. We took Chloe over there.
Yes, we were killing time in Los Angeles. We went and saw the movie then. 20 years ago?
Probably
20 years ago.
It is the 20th anniversary, I think.
Yes.
So Chloe would have been 11.
She was going to summer camp.
Yeah, that's why we went there.
Right.
Just,
so anyway,
that's how we tell our child. We look at her age, and that's how we figure it out.
Anyway, the film opens next month. I bet it opens on the 4th of July weekend.
That would be this.
That'd be next week.
That would be right now. Right now, because today is, July 1st?
Saturday,
July 1st. Today is, we're doing this.
Monday's the 4th, Michael.
Okay.
Monday's the 4th.
All right. So we're doing this month, beginning of this month, it'll open. It's probably opened yesterday.
That's right.
In the movies.
I'm anxious to see it.
Yes. Oh, you keep talking. I will make our next
Would you please?
beverage. Yes.
While you talk about drink, I'll talk about food.
Okay.
Right now is onion season here in the Mesilla Valley.
Oh man, I'm leaving for this one. You didn't want to be here during the Sambuca show. I'll leave for the onion show.
Like everybody loves a good onion.
Onions
and
are
the
very
onions are here. The onion crop will be continuing through the summer because they do not just one harvest. They do 2, sometimes even 3 harvests of onions. So they continue to grow. Onions is one of the biggest crops in the state we have right here. And in fact, we're one of the best onion producers in the whole country.
I try my best. I think near Deming they have something that competes with Vidalia onions because they're so sweet.
Last year's onion crop was 326 million pounds of onions, worth over $91 million.
You know, I have a secret plan, which I could tell on this show because nobody will find out.
Really?
You can make vodka or any distilled alcohol out of virtually any
pretty much
thing you have.
Yes.
The thing we have most here is onions. How about a vodka made out of distilled onions?
I'm surprised they haven't done that.
Maybe they are.
But
maybe I am.
You know,
it's not this, by the way.
At the July 6th on Wednesday, next Wednesday, at the Leyendecker Research Lab, just 8 miles south of Las Cruces, they're having an open house.
I admire your use of German.
They're giving talks and walking tours around the place, and they can show you about how onions are actually researched and harvested and planted, and it's free to the public. Go down there at 8:30 in the morning next Wednesday.
It's a many-layered topic.
It is.
So,
Being an
because it
onion.
has layers, yes.
Like an onion, yes.
Okay.
I got that.
You got that. Nobody else did. Oh,
Yeah.
New Mexico State University. That's a smart place. You know, it's a #1 research college, and
It is.
isn't that coming up on your
And apparently,
list about?
apparently they're running out of money. They're cutting benefits. They're letting people go.
Well, I know friends of ours are a little edgy.
Yes.
I'm gonna make some noise here.
Meanwhile, they're lowering the tuition for Mexicans who want to attend.
Well, to get more Mexicans in.
Hopefully, they'll get more people to come in. They're not charging them the out-of-state tuition. Normally, they're getting about half of what out-of-state tuition is.
Still, it's pretty expensive.
Over $4,000.
What do people pay here? They pay about $1,800 a semester.
I hate to tell you what it was when I went.
Tell me.
It was less than $500 a semester.
Well, you're so much younger than I am, but
I know.
and this is what Bernie was trying to do: get it down to those days when state universities were cheap.
Exactly.
I went for $200 a semester.
And yes, and you know, people now graduate with all their student debt, student loan debt. They'll never be able to pay back $100,000, and they're making $25,000 a year once they graduate.
You know, if you don't want to get into debt, students, some of that pot you buy, sell at a profit.
There you go.
That's how you do it in college, because that's what your debt is.
So
right?
what you did?
I don't know.
I know you don't have any college debt.
Anybody who at $200 a semester?
Well, that was in-state tuition, right?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
And I was on a Regent
At the
scholarship.
Nick and
I was
Tony's
on a
college.
Regent scholarship, and
Okay.
so I didn't have to pay tuition. I'm thinking, oh, great, just
the-
when I win something, it's not for something expensive. So this,
This
we're
contains-
transitioning. This is the same ingredients. I tried to kill some of the lime juice by putting in more of this stuff.
But you put in Cointreau with this one, right?
Cointreau, which is a really good liqueur, orange flavored liqueur.
That's good. I like it better.
Oh, it's tastier.
It is more
alcoholic.
depth.
Yes.
Much better than my Albertsons brand triple sec.
What do you think?
Lighter, a little lighter.
A little lighter. When you say lighter, what kind of word is that? What does that mean?
Less
Not
lemon.
as much flavor?
Less lemon.
Less
Yeah.
lemony.
It has more depth of flavor, I think.
It's more orangey.
Yes.
Triple sec is just
That's
an
fine.
orange liqueur, not made with all these extra herbs that Grand Marnier makes.
Yes, all the extra goody goodness.
Yes. Grand
Salt on
Marnier.
the rim.
Salt on the rim means you're tasting salt and not the drink.
That's true.
So
I used to
you
like
know,
put salt in half the rim in case I wanted a little salt. You know.
that was cocaine.
Oh,
Do you remember
I get
That's
those
what-
mixed
You
up.
put it on the far side, you'd drink, you'd
you
snort,
sniff the other
you'd
side.
drink, you'd snort. And so that was your trick.
Overall, very tasty.
Oh, good. Oh, one's coming up, the Grand Marnier. You know, one of the things, my arguments is with people who like to put strong flavors in their drink. Everything you put in your drink has flavor. And
Yes.
if it doesn't have flavor, you shouldn't put it in your drink. So you should be able to appreciate all those flavors they mix. So if you're making a drink and you put in sriracha, I mean, people do that. And in fact, those are famous drinks. Oh, it tastes like sriracha. So does sriracha, or anything you put sriracha in.
I saw a drink that came with sriracha the other day. You buy it with sriracha in it. Yeah.
An alcoholic drink?
Maybe it was for Bloody Marys or something. I don't know.
Well,
Sriracha
there you
Bloody
go.
Mary mix.
Bloody Marys, you know, you got to taste the tomato juice. You can't taste vodka usually, but
Yeah, you wouldn't taste much vodka with a
But-
Bloody Mary. But you know it's
a
there.
good vodka you could taste. And my wife likes Bloody Marys with gin. And so do many people.
I've
It's
never
got a
tried
name.
it
It's
that
a,
way.
I think it's Bloody Queen Mary or something. Anyhow, are we taking a break now? Okay, we're going to finish this up. When we come back, we will actually give you some news, plus we will do a margarita with Grand Marnier, as we call it, the Grand Marnierita.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
I'm drunk.
You are not.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. Today,
Yes, I'm still doing this drink, so we're not getting to the Grand Marnier yet. Maybe you know, we have a list of things to talk about, and we're 3 down on a list of 475 things, so we better keep moving.
a list has never
We talk
stopped
about-
us from talking about this.
No, we finished talking about NMSU, lowers tuition.
To the Mexicans. They lowered the
Mexican.
tuition to the Mexicans. I don't know if we showed
Hey,
the Mexicans, but
This was approved by Commandant Trump. He said, we need, actually the reason the school is doing it, other than, you know, to make money by getting more people in, is by saying we have neighbors. If we educate our neighbors a little bit more, our neighbors will be able to have good lives and give
I
back to
wonder
the
if
community.
the University of Mexico City gives us a break on the tuition.
Who wants to, you can't go there for weekends.
I'm
you
sure
know.
it's a fine school, Michael.
I'm sure it is.
UTEP gives Mexicans a break on the tuition.
They
charge
did
them-
it first.
Yes.
And ours will still be more expensive than
Yes,
UTEP.
yes.
But the fact that we are #1 rated.
better school.
We're #1 rated.
Yeah.
And it's also a nicer place to live.
Yes.
Everybody knows that. Anybody who gets this TV station knows that Las Cruces is better than El Paso for living. Not for
Well,
going out to good restaurants, but
that's true.
for living.
When we're, yeah.
Yes.
We
Okay.
go to El Paso for good restaurants and bars.
So if you want some good food and you're a bear, just wait for this
Wait
opportunity.
for a jogger.
Yes.
Yes, there was a jogger in
Very lean meat.
in New Mexico. She was running in a marathon actually through the woods, and when she came upon a bear and her cubs, startled the bear. The bear
Whoa.
did what a bear should do, and it attacked the woman. It mauled her a little bit. She really wasn't hurt that bad, but there is a law in New Mexico that states anytime a bear attacks somebody, the bear has to be killed.
Because the bear would have read that rule. And if it knew that rule, it wouldn't maul anybody because it knew it didn't want to get killed.
Well, a bear will protect its cubs at any cost. And so they
They roast
found the
them
bear,
up.
they killed the bear,
Whoa.
they tested it for rabies, which it didn't have, and they never do have rabies. Bears don't get rabies.
No.
But they found also the 3 cubs, and the 3 cubs were taken
And
and
it sent into a home, state
and-
facility.
cooked and eaten. No, they were relocated. I think they were taken to a care facility until they're old enough to fend for themselves.
Here, see if you can open this.
Now, the woman who was attacked by the bear did not want the bear to be killed.
And
But
she's
because it's
protesting.
state law, it had to be. We need to change that law. Mike.
It's a cry and shame. And I think, you know, the fact that we just said it, keep bears alive. The gorilla, you know, that they killed
In the zoo.
in Cleveland, what's it going to do? If a kid is not let in there, the gorilla won't get it. That's the whole deal. Of course, a jogger in the woods is a little different,
Well-
but I don't think bears think, well, I like this meat. I'm going to go to this restaurant once again.
Bears don't attack people to eat them. They attack them to
Be protective.
to protect their children. Bears are omnivores. They will eat anything, but they don't really like humans. There's too many preservatives.
They don't eat their fluoride-ridden
Oh.
teeth. Oh, yeah.
But you know, there's keeping it in the nature and in the wild.
What nature? Oh, yes.
Cougars, you know, cougar trapping. is
We
a
are
thing.
talking about cougars, not women who go after young folk like us.
Yes, you know,
Like,
we've had our share of those cougars.
I know those
tell
85-year-olds,
you
those
something.
85-year-olds, they could really,
They take their teeth out.
oh.
Well, we don't want to go there. But, yeah, cougar trapping, I think should be outlawed as well. Farmers,
Cougars are probably the most they're more dangerous than coyotes, I would guess.
Well-
I mean, they're very,
coyotes don't attack people.
people attack people.
People attack people.
Oh.
Mountain lions very rarely attack a person.
A cougar with an automatic weapon is very dangerous, but it's not the cougar that kills the person. It's the automatic gun.
When guns are outlawed, only outlaw cougars will have guns.
Yes.
Just don't forget that. But
So what's
cougar
your
trapping
point here?
is legal. You can trap a cougar on private property all you want to,
Yeah.
and let it suffer to death.
Let it suffer? You mean in a trap? So
in
its
a
leg
jaw trap.
bleeding?
Yes. Now, you set out a trap for a cougar, any other animal can come along and get its foot stuck in it. Like
That's
a
true.
wolf, like a wolf they've released into the wild. Now, it's illegal to trap a wolf.
Or a jogger?
Or a jogger,
You wouldn't want that to happen.
right? Or a 6-year-old child.
If a jogger gets caught by one of those traps, they have to kill the trap. That's a,
they have to kill the
that's a
jogger,
law.
put it out of
That's a
misery.
law.
Now, the jogger could chew its own leg off and escape if it had to.
Yeah, most joggers are vegetarians, so they're not going to do that.
Is that true?
No. Well, maybe.
Are they?
No, I don't know.
I hadn't
We
heard
should
that.
do something like call in if you're a jogger who's a vegetarian.
Well, they are healthy.
Yes.
They do like the carbo load before their marathons. You know.
And yes, carbo load.
Yes.
If we consider that health, I'll give you more here. So. We need more because we have to do the show, and the guy who presses buttons, it doesn't matter what he presses, still gets the same show.
You say we need drinks to do the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was his theory.
Oh, look
at
at
that
Steve
guy.
Pierce.
Oh.
Now, Steve Pierce. I was just reading this about Steve Pierce. About ethics.
Good. After you have 2 or 3 martinis, you're in the mood to hear about Steve Pierce's ethics.
Steve Pierce is,
Because that's funny
is
by
our
itself.
U.S. representative from District 2.
Which means he's not a senator.
And he tried
Thank
to kill funding for a bill for the Office of Congressional Ethics,
Next time, bring your glasses.
which had in the past investigated his staff for unethical behavior.
Now, if somebody is trying to investigate you for ethics, your best move is to stop them by taking away their money.
Right.
Well, I'll drink against that.
Steve Pierce is also known as
Here's
one of the
to
least
democracy.
ethical congressmen we have on Capitol Hill.
Oh, man.
No,
Man, this has more of a...
just put the same amount.
Pretty
as
much, pretty much. This has more of a heavy
Gives a different body.
kick. Yeah.
They're all good, Michael. They really are.
You know what's sad? We do gins, we do tequilas. When we did tequilas, we all liked the tequilas. We did rums. Those rums were all good. Those dark rums
Yes,
by
they were.
themselves were all good. So these tequilas are all good. It's just preference.
You mean these mixers?
These mixers, well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, this makes a margarita. Otherwise, all you have is tequila,
Actually, you know what does make the margarita?
the lime juice.
Fresh lime juice. You get a squeezer, you squeeze the lime, and it makes it into a real drink. And anybody who does a bar knows that fresh fruit juices are the essence of a real drink.
It does. It puts a really good spark on it that most drinks need, especially a drink with more than 2 ingredients.
Rather than what, 7-Up or lime juice
Oh,
or lemon and lime juice.
or even limeade that has sugar.
lime. You could do frozen limeade.
Especially with a sweet additive like one of these. The lime juice, the tartness of the lime juice balances it.
Well,
Very
one thing
nice.
about using real lime juice is, with all this alcohol, at least you're getting some sort of health
Nutrients.
benefit. Yes,
Right.
lime
That's true,
juice
Michael.
is great for you.
Well, doesn't this have orange in it? And
It has essence of orange
there
in
you
it.
go.
These two, yeah, they all.
orange peel or something.
This might have orange flavor. I don't know.
Now,
But-
we mentioned Mexit a few minutes ago.
Oh, you're going to talk about
what
my
about
topics?
Brexit?
I never heard of that. What's that? Getting
Well-
rid of Bristol Myers? What is Brexit? Brexit. Britain, exit. Great Britain. Great Britain will no longer be great when it loses Scotland and Northern Ireland.
That's
it
right.
will be semi-Britain.
Yes.
It's no longer Great Britain. They'd have to take the great away from its name.
And when Donald Trump went to Scotland this week, he thought that they'd voted to exit. And he said, oh, what a good idea you all had to leave the EU. And then they pointed out to him, no, we're the ones who chose
To stay
to
in.
stay.
If you look at the map of how the entire Great Britain voted, all of Scotland voted to stay in. I actually didn't see the map of Northern Ireland. Wales,
Yeah,
I think
Wales.
wanted to stay in. All the eastern coast stuff, that must be their deep south. That must be their
Yeah.
southern contingent voted to leave.
Where the
And
white trash is.
Did you see the aftermath? Like some of the people going, I didn't know what we were voting for.
Can we vote again?
On Facebook, there's a picture of this girl in a black T-shirt who didn't know what it was, and did you see this one?
I think I did.
And it's called she said, we voted in the referendum. You remember that one? And she said the reason she voted for it is because she doesn't like to go to the store and pick up 6 eggs. She wants to go and get her own chicken and watch her own chicken give its egg. And the other reason she's thought she would vote for staying in. This is the only reason. This tells you a level of intelligence she has. The reason she thought she'd stay in is because that way she could go to Disney Paris, and now she can't leave the country because they're not part
of
that's
Europe
exactly
anymore.
what making a border is. You can't go across it. That's what she thought. So the level of people who voted on this,
They sound about as bright as
they didn't know
voters.
anything. 3 million people afterwards said, we didn't know what we're
Well,
doing."
I think they were fed a lot of misinformation, so they would vote the wrong way. And now they're stuck with it. The prime minister is leaving because he was all for staying, as President Obama was.
The reason he called for a referendum
Yes.
was that he thought people should stop whining and suck it up and be part of the European Union. And they didn't want to do that because they thought, we don't want these immigrants coming in. That's pretty much what they thought.
Well, Norway has never been part of the EU, and they're doing just fine.
That's right. Well, they got the same amount of people as Las Cruces, I think.
Well, the European Union is worried that other countries will now want to leave.
I think that when the other
Such
countries
as Ireland.
realized what happened to Britain, the British pound is now $1.3. Used to be at least 1.6 when I was there in March.
So it's a good exchange rate if you want to go to England.
It's good for us.
Sure.
Of course, you'll never get out because that's what a boundary is. Okay, we're going to DWI.
Let's take our show to England, Michael.
We should. We'll get paid less.
We can get, well,
If we do, we got to make sure. The DWI thing is, there are 100 people in New Mexico who have outstanding DWIs. Many of them have actually killed people in their cars, and they can't find them.
oh, so they
They did a
they were
dragnet.
arrested, they
did
were
a dragnet
released on
their own
bail,
cognizance or bail,
and they never showed up for court.
They ditched. Speaking about not having a wall to Mexico, I think they went to Mexico.
You think so?
I think so.
Well,
That's a good place to go.
they
Although
did.
they did catch 55 of those people, so you got 45 walking around or driving around.
So some of them probably did a Mexit,
A Mexit.
yes, or a Texit. They left Texas into Mexico.
You know, Texas always wants to leave. People talk about Texas leaving the union.
Yes.
With the recent abortion thing, the fact that we've told Texas they can't squeeze out abortion clinics from there. What is that? Oh, are we moving along here? Okay.
Are we almost out of time? I guess we
yes,
are.
we can't talk about minor things like the fact that anti-abortion
Okay, the
is
real
here.
thing. This is the final weekend for the real thing at the Black Box Theater downtown Las Cruces.
No, it's also going to be here next week.
Oh,
They
it
just
is?
extended it for another
Oh, they
week.
extended it.
So go see it. It had packed houses last weekend.
Oh.
This weekend, I'm finally going. I hope you're going.
Well, I planned on going. I didn't know it was extended.
Everybody, well, this is
I
the
might
last normal week, and it'll be
Ah.
on next week.
Well, a brilliant playwright. I hope it's a brilliant production. I'm looking forward to it.
Don't stop her
Live-
now.
Live theater. Thanks for joining us.
Have a drink.
Independence Day.
Yes, Independence Day, we're drinking Mexican drinks.
Make a margarita from scratch. You'd be glad you did.
Yes, 3 ingredients, that's it. Cheap, if you want them to be.
Delicious.
Ah, yes. Who? You're a co-producer?
Let's make another
What
one.
do you get paid more? How is that possible?
And Gents.
What do we do have extra
Gents
stuff?
Barber Spa is no longer our
Oh,
star.
that's no longer our person. What else? Those mountains, we took them away because they blocked the view.
Of what?
Of
They
whatever
are
was
the
view.
view.
They
Michael,
are the view?
They're the view.
God, little did I